Hi, I'm Jeff Brady with Roundtree Brady Insurance here in Savannah, Georgia.
How often should homeowners review or reshop insurance?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing with reviews is, first off, don't call your insurance agent 3 days before a hurricane is supposed to be coming in. You know, we're reaching out daily in our office to do reviews with clients. If your agent's calling you to do a review, it's a great time to do a review. They don't have 1,000 other people trying to call and review their coverage at that point. But annually is huge. Stay up to date on what you've got. When you get your renewal, make sure you're paying attention to any potential changes. There's a lot of companies right now that to renew a policy, they're forcing higher deductibles. And saying, look, if you're going to renew it, now you have to have a $2,500 all peril deductible, or you didn't have a wind and hail deductible in the past, now you do. Don't be caught, don't get a surprise. You get caught with your pants down in a situation after a storm, well, I didn't know. Well, they're sending you a renewal each year. It's a great time to go over that with your agent. Hopefully you're using an agent, not an 800 number. I'm big on local. We understand what goes on here. We've been through it. To borrow a phrase from one of our competitors, we've seen a thing or two. We've seen a lot of things. We had 1,100 claims in my agency after Hurricane Matthew. So you see what can take place. And then the people who maybe they bought on value, they tried to go back and just based on price, now they're getting that very unpleasant surprise that, you know what, you've got an $8,000 deductible. So the $5,000 worth of damage that you got, they're not paying anything. So review annually. As far as shopping, I can tell you with any insurer, you're never going to get their best shot if you're shopping every year. Loyalty is a big factor in a lot of that. So if you've been with an insurer for a longer period of time, not to say that you need to stay with somebody forever. Obviously, we love it when people stay with us. We're trying to, we want to continually improve on their experience. But typically you got to be at a minimum of 3 years, ideally 5. I can tell you if you've been with somebody 5 years and you come to me, we're going to look at you much more favorably. A couple reasons. One is you're not having claims, right? So that means you're probably maintaining your house. You're doing the things, you're a responsible person. You're going to get the best rates we've got. Credit scoring's probably strong. You're not a shopper. Because, and again, nothing wrong with shopping. People do it all the time, I get that. But insurers know that people who shop are not going to be able to get, they're just not going to offer their best rates. You can say coverage, it's not a difference in coverage afforded, but you're just not going to get best rates. Reviewing annually is the big key. Because even if you're with somebody, if things have changed, maybe your credit's improved, right? We can reevaluate a policy that way. Maybe now we've got like the 1% versus a few years ago, maybe we can only write 2. Now's a great time for us to reevaluate. In fact, we've been moving some of our clients into the new policy because it's a better fit for them. So they get the longevity still, and then they're getting better coverage. Get to stay with us, which is we're happy about too.